What's up guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to another video. So this is the first time in quite a long time that I'm actually making a video which isn't about Star Wars, or at least a dedicated video about Star Wars. Now for all of my regular viewers of the channel, I am an avid Dragon Ball fan. In fact, the most popular video on my channel right now is a Dragon Ball video. So making these types of videos every now and then is something I really want to do from now on. And I'm basically going to decide on whether I'm going to do that depending on the response from this video. So if you do indeed enjoyed this video, then be sure to let me know down in the comment section below and smash that like button and punch that subscribe button in the goddamn face. This is going to let me know that you guys want to see more types of videos just like this one. Apologies for the lengthy explanation there, but I feel like it's needed, especially most of my content is not Dragon Ball. Okay, now on to the topic at hand. So for this video, I really wanted to do a theory on Jiren the Great. Jiren the Great is a character from Dragon Ball Super, one who is incredibly powerful and has so far proven to be the most powerful in the Tournament of Power. He's managed to beat, or at least wear out, Ultra Instinct Goku. He managed to overcome the legendary assassin Hit's time skip ability, which for the record is pretty freaking impressive by the way. So this theory is about who Jiren the Great is and like what his motives are and what his wishes for. I mean, let's be real here, we don't really know that much about Jiren the Great. And when coming up with a theory, you kind of just need to look at what you do know about the character and see what you can extrapolate from that. So here is what we do know. Jiren is ridiculously powerful, and as mentioned earlier, is proven to be the most powerful person in the Tournament of Power at this moment in time. We also know that he hails from Universe 11 as a member of the Pride Troopers, along with other characters such as Topper and Dispo. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much all we know about Jiren the Great, unless you want to count his avid love for meditating and staring off into the distance like the true badass that he is. So one of the current theories that is going around is that Jiren the Great is actually not from Universe 11, and that he is in fact from one of the 6 universes which was erased by Xena some time ago. I actually think that this is a very applicable theory, and it is the one that I'm going to be running with in this video, especially considering what happened in the Dragon Ball Super manga chapter 30, where it was pretty much implied that Jiren was not from Universe 11 originally. But that still doesn't really tell us much though, right? It kind of explains why he was reluctant to join the Tournament of Power in the first place, you know, because of universes being eliminated. If he's from a universe that was eliminated, then it would be a little bit too much for him probably to join a tournament where universes are being erased, just like his origin universe was, until he finds out that there's going to be a wish at the end of it, which obviously piqued his interest. Okay, so I'm going to try not to bore you too much with the stuff that we already know. So here is what I am thinking about Jiren the Great, and to be fair, when you kind of think about this, it does kind of make sense, but at the same time, you got to remember guys that this is just wild speculation and just a theory at the end of the day. Now when I look at Jiren, I don't just see a powerful person. I don't just see somebody wearing black and red tights. When I look at Jiren, I look at a man wanting revenge. Just look at his face. He is so determined to do something. He's concentrating constantly, never flinching. This person has a goal, and he will not let anybody stand in his way until he has accomplished that goal. Let's think back to the fight that he had with Goku. So before and after Goku went Ultra Instinct, Jiren's facial expressions just never changed. He was constantly just focused. It was practically like Jiren just didn't care. Like, Jiren knew what he was doing, he possibly looked slightly annoyed, but still almost having the face of somebody who just doesn't care about what is happening right now. Because Jiren has bigger plans, right? Like, his plan is not to fight Ultra Instinct Goku, his plan is something on a much larger scale. So let's go back to the theory of Jiren being from a different universe. This would mean that he's from Universe 13 to Universe 18. One of those universes, right? And the reason we were told that these universes were erased because Zeno-sama's mood was spoiled. And I'm going to be fairly blunt here, guys. That could mean anything. You know, my mood might be spoiled when I spill my drink over. It could also be spoiled when somebody punches me in the face. My mood could also be spoiled when somebody destroys my universe. It has basically an infinite amount of reasons behind it. Now, considering how powerful Jiren the Great is, I'm going to assume that he can beat his God of Destruction from Universe 11, which would be Belmod or Vermouth, whichever name you want to use. Which is basically because of what he said during Goku's fight with Jiren. And that is that Jiren is a being that just cannot be defeated. I don't think a person who can beat Jiren would say that. And again, there is the thing that Wiz said prior to all of this, and that is that there is a universe in which lives a mortal that not even a God of Destruction can defeat. What if that rumor in particular actually went much deeper than that? Like, what if there was actually multiple universes with beings that were stronger than their gods of destruction? With beings that were just strong, plain and simple. Does that sound familiar? I think that you possibly know where I'm going with this by now. What I'm trying to say is that the reason universes 13 to 18 were erased was because the people who lived in them were too strong. Strong enough to one day challenge the gods. And if Jiren is from one of these universes, then this would be proof. Because if Jiren can beat Wehrmouth, then there is a very high chance that he can beat majority of the other gods of destruction. And if you can beat a god of destruction, then your next and only challenge is an angel. So if we assume for a second here that Jiren has the potential to take on an angel, that is when the gods should be very worried. And the only reason why I'm giving this theory any credibility is simply because of what happened with the Saiyans. The original reason that Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta was because he feared the legendary Super Saiyan, and also because he really hated the Saiyan monkeys, right? But just that scenario right there kind of plays out to what we're thinking now with universes 13 to 18, with Xena erasing them because of the people there just being too strong. We also got confirmation from Beerus that Xena does not fight, but he is strong. The strongest of them all. We know that Xena can erase anything on a whim. Just whenever he wants to erase something, it is gone. Now if we go back to what I said about Jiren having the face of somebody who just wants revenge, this also plays into the theory. So if Jiren is from one of these universes which were erased, then I would imagine he would probably want some form of revenge on the god that made that happen. It's very plausible. I mean, imagine if Goku was in this situation. Goku's universe was somehow erased, but Goku survived in another universe. He would probably want revenge on the person who did it too, even if he had to break his limits. You guys know the deal with Goku, he does this crap in the series. And then the next thing we move on to from this is Jiren's goal with the wish at the end of the Tournament of Power. Because let's face it, if he just makes the wish bring back universes 13 to 18, it would be a wasted wish. Why do you think that? Well, if we go back to the original reason as to why we think they were erased, Xena would either not allow the wish or just erase them again. Think about it. Remember, Xena can erase anything within a second. Jiren would make the wish to restore the universes, and then Xena would just erase them half a second later. Now, this still doesn't really tell us what Jiren's wish is going to be, but I can only assume it'd be something to do with Xena or the angels. I mean, at this point, I'm really not sure. I just don't think that Jiren's wish is going to be restoring the universes that were erased. It just has to be something else. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for my theory before I drag this out too much. I think you guys got a pretty good picture of where I was going with that anyways, so please make sure you let me know what you think of that down in the comment section below. Would you add to it? Would you take away from it? Would you try to debunk it? Please go for it all in the comments, guys. Now, before I finish this video, I just want to mention like a couple of things that I've been thinking about a lot. And they're also potentially things that I could make more videos on. So when watching Dragon Ball and trying to come up with theories, one of the things that I really do think about is the fact that the angels don't interfere with anything. In fact, the only time that they have interfered with anything at all, I'm currently thinking of the time where Vados and Whis interrupted Beerus and Champa sort of getting into a scrap. And the only other time that I can think of is when Whis put the mitten on Zamasu's hand. But I don't really think that was some major interference, even though somebody's probably going to argue about that and say that it did actually stop a death, which it did. But other than that, we just don't ever see the angels interfering with anything, and it kind of makes me think that they can't interfere with anything, and that in fact they have to teach other mortals to become gods of destruction and very powerful, and manipulate them to manipulate the galaxy in a way that they see fit, or maybe just something along those lines. But I'll save this for another video. So just once again guys, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this. So peace out guys, I will catch you in the next one.